What's up, guys? Scotty 2 Hockey here, aka the average hockey fan once again, and today I would like to continue part 3 of my potential restricted free agents the Montreal Canadiens could pick up this offseason. And if you hear a bit of background noise in this video, guys, I'm sorry, my daughter's in the kitchen. I couldn't convince her to go in her bedroom, and the mic may pick up her yelling a little bit because she's quite a loud child, but I will do the best I can with it, and you guys shouldn't pick it up as far as I know. But anyways, my third guy that I picked in my part 3 of my series, the first was Braden Point of the Tampa Bay Lightning, the second was Kyle Connor of the Winnipeg Jets, and the third guy I think the Montreal Canadiens could offer sheet to as a restricted free agent. Before I even say his name, I would like to say, originally I said in my other videos I had a defenseman picked out I thought the Habs could sign. He was more of a higher end defenseman, more of an unrealistic option. And a lot of my subscribers commented and said, you should look at some of those Toronto restricted free agents. So I went through Toronto's restricted free agent list, and one guy really stuck out to me, showed a lot of potential this year after only playing, I believe, he doesn't even have 50 games in his career in the NHL prior to this season where he played 78 games and had 20 goals. So one guy who really stuck out to me, and he's from Finland, is Kasperi Kapanen. I think the Montreal Canadiens could offer sheet Kasperi Kapanen. This is an affordable option who wouldn't cost a bunch in return. That is a realistic player that they could offer sheet and get. Now, there hasn't been a player to accept an offer sheet since 2013, as I will say in a minute. And this is what I had written on Kasperi Kapanen. So the odds of Montreal pulling off an offer sheet this year, even if they do offer sheet players, the odds of getting someone to sign are not very good. It would be a very, very rare thing. Honestly, I don't even know if Montreal has ever got a player to sign an offer sheet before. I didn't go back and look at it, but as far as I know, no players have ever signed an offer sheet to come to Montreal. The last player to do it was Ron O'Reilly in 2013 when he left Colorado, and I believe he went to Buffalo. Since no player has signed an offer sheet since Ron O'Reilly in 2013, the odds of Montreal to pull off an offer sheet signing are rare. But if they do, a good player to take a chance on would be Kasperi Kapanen. He wouldn't cost you a ton of picks in return if he accepted. He is an affordable option who brings a lot this team can use. He would be a speedy potential top 6 forward who for sure brings at least an extra 20 goals to our bottom 6 core. Where he would most likely play. As much as I love our third and fourth line, they lack the ability to score, and Kapanen showed for sure he could do that this year. He really showed his potential and could be a solid depth signing who could flourish in Montreal with his playing style. For me, it looks like a good fit who wouldn't cost a ton. Toronto does have cap issues, and players they do have to re-sign like Mitch Marner. An offer sheet of $4 million for a 5-year term should be enough to steal away a key part of their team. And in return, the Montreal Canadiens would only have to give up a second-round pick to compensate taking away that player. Other teams may offer more, but if not, Montreal could pull this off. Anything over $4 million isn't worth the risk, in my opinion. If you pay anything over $4,050,000, you have to give up an extra first-round pick. So anything over $4,050,000, if you were to offer them that extra $50,000, you'd be giving up a first-round pick down the road. So it obviously would not be worth it to go over $4 million. I love Kasperi Kapanen, but not at the price of a first and a second-round pick. Even if you're not giving any players away in return, first and a second-round pick. The guy was 22nd overall first-round pick himself. Does have a lot of potential, but next year's draft looks pretty good. And I wouldn't want to see Montreal give away their first for a player of that caliber. Would have to be a better player, in my opinion. But for July, but just for a second, it's definitely worth signing a 20-goal scorer with a ton of potential. That was the end of my thing I had written. And in 2018, 2019, in 78 games played, he had 20 goals, 24 assists, 44 points, was a +12, had 92 hits, 19 block shots. The one thing I did not like about his stat sheet, he's not very effective on the power play. Played 78 games, only had 1 power play goal, 2 power play assists, 3 power play points. How much Toronto utilized him on their power play, I'm not sure myself. Like, I'm a Canadiens fan, so I obviously didn't sit down and watch a lot of Leafs games. But I know when they played Montreal, he was on the power play at least once or twice, so I'm sure they have utilized him a bit. And he only had 1 power play goal, 2 power play assists. He had 11.5 shooting percentage, which is pretty respectable, and he only played 16 minutes and 37 seconds per game. And with William Nylander out, he did a really good job filling in. He really showed how good he could be when slotted into a top 6, and he was pretty good for being a go-to guy there for a bit in Toronto. His position is right wing, but he does shoot left, so I'm assuming he has the potential to play on the left wing too. He has a decent size, 6'1", 192 pounds, decent size frame. He's only 22 years old. He was born in Finland, so we know Montreal has a lot of Finnish players, younger players like Kapanen and Lehkonen and Armia, so he would probably be a good fit, especially since they're all in the bottom six as we speak. Of course, Kasperi Kapanen will eventually make his way into the top six core, but it's good to have another Finnish player there to play with him, and somebody who has some goal-scoring potential, brings 20 goals to the bottom six core, which is something the Montreal Canadiens could use. I love Turi Lehkonen, love Kasperi Kapanen and Joel Armia, but none of them had 20 goals last year, and the only one close, I believe, was Lehkonen. He was drafted in the first round, 22nd overall by Pittsburgh, but then he was traded to Toronto. His cap hit is currently $863,000, $333, but obviously he's going to be getting a significant raise. This player, in my opinion, is going to garner $5 million, $4 million. So if the Habs can get in there, get him to accept a $4 million contract, and no other team comes in with a better offer, this is a realistic option that the Montreal Canadiens could get to sign an offer sheet. This is a realistic restricted free agent the Montreal Canadiens could take off Toronto's hands and take away a key part of their team. I know it would possibly be helping Toronto, alleviating a bit of their cap, but you're taking away a really good player and 20 goals from a team. I know they don't lack in goals by no means, but their bottom six core isn't the best, and they're probably going to be losing Andreas Janssen too, so you're taking away a key part of their team for sure. That's just the average hockey fan's opinion. I'm sure there's other restricted free agents out there the Montreal Canadiens could pursue, but these were three of my guys. Hopefully you liked my three-part series. I know a lot of people like the Braden Point video. Not so many people agree with me on Kyle Connor, but a lot of people suggested Kasperi Kapanen, excuse me. I keep saying Kasperi because of Kotkaniemi, but Kasperi Kapanen, a lot of people suggested him, and now I completely understand why. 20 goals, brings a lot of speed, would be an excellent depth signing, only cost $4 million, is for sure affordable. Wouldn't like to see him on a long-term contract myself. The Habs have a lot of players signed on the road, but on a 5-year deal, would be a good pickup if he signed for $4 million. You're only giving away a second-round pick in return to compensate Toronto, so the average hockey fan thinks that looks like a good idea. Anyways, guys, whether you agree or disagree, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell. And if you disagree, you can hit the like button too. That's okay. And feel free to leave a comment on what you think. Are there any restricted free agents you think the Montreal Canadiens could offer sheet this offseason? And do you think this is the year another player signs an offer sheet, whether or not it's for the Habs? Do you think there's a player out there that's going to get offer sheeted and is undeniable to sign somewhere else? I myself kind of think Mitch Marner is going to go somewhere else. I've been hearing rumors Toronto offered him a $10 million deal at 8 years and he turned it down. I can't see them being able to offer much more than that. So Mitch Marner could end up going somewhere. I don't think it's going to be in Montreal, but it could be somewhere interesting. Anyways, guys, Scotty 2 Hockey, a.k.a. The Average Hockey Fan. You folks enjoy your day. Over and out.